Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. So today, I'm going to be starting a series where we are going to be playing Blitzball. So as you can see, that little pink thing with the yellow circle around it, that is my strike zone. Today, I'm going to be teaching you guys a couple of pitches that I use, and a couple of other pitches that I know other Blitzball leagues use, like Como Blitzball. So we're going to work on the fastballs and the off-speed pitches. So we have the 2 and 4 seam, the screwball, we have the sinker, the cutter, and the riser for the fastballs. And for the off-speed pitches, we have the looping or 12-6 curve, the regular curveball, the sinker. One of my pitches, the tailing fastball and the tailing curveball, and the knuckleball if I can get it, because I'm still working on it. So I'm not the greatest at it, but I have 6 Blitzballs and a target, so let's do it. So first, we're going to start off with the 2 and 4 seam fastball. These are going to be, we're going to go from easiest to hardest for pitches. So the 2 and 4 seam is definitely going to be the easiest because it's going to be the most accurate one in your arsenal for throwing. So this is how you're going to hold your 2 and 4 seam fastball. And this is really the same with most of them. Same with screwball. So 2 seam, 4 seam, screwball, and riser. They're all this grip. So basically, with the 2 and 4 seam fastball, you want to aim it kind of to the left of the strike zone if you're a right-handed pitcher, and a little on the right side if you're a lefty, which I am a righty. So basically, yeah, like I just said, you're going to take the grip, and you're going to let that ball roll off your fingers, and you're going to be going for the 4 seam. You're going to be about here on arm angle, about here on your 2 seam. And another little tip is so right here, you're going to just get a rising action when you're coming right over the top, or just like a straight fastball. And the lower you go, the more curve and back and forth action you're going to get. So down here, you're going to get a ton of back and forth, so it's going to go like this. And it's really hard to throw it when you're going with like a curveball, because you really have to force that ball up, and you kind of have to spin the ball with your knuckle on some of your curveball, or the pitches that curve in the direction of the curveball, going from the right side to the left side of the strike zone. So like I said, this is the 2 seam. So yeah. See, I'm not gonna hit the strike zone on a lot on every single one of them. So then the 4 seam. You're just going to go a little bit higher, probably maybe about 15 degrees higher. And the more you get, the more backward spin you have on the ball, you get a nice rising action. I can't really do that yet because I'm still trying to get my arm loose from 5 years of playing baseball. I've played for 7 years, but I had a 5-year gap when I didn't play. And I used to be a pitcher, a center fielder, catcher, all the big arm throwing positions. So I don't really have a lot of arm strength anymore, I do, but when I do throw it, it hurts a bit. So 4 seam fastball, you're gonna be like kind of over the top, but not all the way over the top, but like 15 degrees in between your 2 seam and your, I'd say 30 degrees between your like right over the top pitch to your 2 seam. Like about 15 degrees in between each is where you're going to put your 4 seam. So here's the 4 seam. And make sure you guys also get these pitches high so that they don't go straight in the ground. So screwball, you can't really place it at any arm angle. So from about here to here is really where you mainly want to get it. So same grip as 2 and 4 seam fastball. You guys don't remember what it looks like? That's what it looks like. So when you throw it, you wanna however you step. How I do it is I step forward like this, and then when I usually throw kind of like a submarine almost, not all the way, but kind of like right here. And when I throw, really let it roll off like you're throwing like a hula hoop. You know how when you throw a hula hoop and you try and get it to go back? Do that, but with the Blitzball, and then really just throw it. And like I said, the lower you get, the more back and forth curve you're gonna get. And actually, the lower you go, the better, because it'll actually come up. And then gravity, when it pulls it back in, it'll also pull it back down. So it's gonna look like a riser and then a sinker. That's usually how I throw it, and I actually really like it. You can also do what I call ground scraper, where you come here and you basically scrape the ground, and then it really gets high and out, and then it comes back in. So here's the screwball. Yeah, that one sucked. And into the bushes it works. So now we're gonna work on the cutter. It doesn't really matter which grip you use. Well, it does, but you usually tend to want to use this grip, like this. So when you throw it, you're gonna come basically over the top, and you're just gonna flick your wrist down like that, to where this hand is basically facing away. So I'm actually gonna scoot forward just a bit so I don't hit the rod, because it actually comes up really high. So yeah, so here's the cutter. Yeah, like I said, I'm not super great at it, but yeah, but my glove is bothering me. Somewhere my glove is bothering me. Maybe I need less. Okay, so what did I use for? Oh yeah. So now we are going to work on the what did I say it was? Oh yeah, we have the riser. Like I said, it's kind of the same thing. You want those things extremely hard. And I would throw it over the top. But that's just me. So you want to kind of let go as you're starting to go down, about 15 degrees. As you go down, you want to let go of that riser so it really comes down. You'll definitely see the riser if you throw it hard enough. So yeah, so here's the riser. You don't want it to hit the ground though. And then I can't remember what the other one was. Did we say sinker? Was it sinker? No, I can't remember. Yeah. So now we're gonna go to the off-speed pitches. So these are gonna be most of the ones that curve going this way. So we're gonna start off with the regular curveball. We actually won't do the looper or the looping or 12-6 curve, just because I don't have enough space to do it with my garage. So here's the regular curveball. This is how I throw it, with my knuckle down like this, and just kind of, you want to have your fingers spread apart, because if they're all bunched together, then you have a tailing curveball. You kind of want to have them spread out, and best arm angle is about either, it doesn't really matter. Don't throw it over the top, because then it's going to just curve away from the strike zone. You can do a ground scraper, but you really have to throw it like that way, and you have to spin it and get it up for it to really curve. So here's the regular curveball. So yeah, so let me go get the balls real quick. Work on the tailing fastball. So you're really gonna kind of throw like the curveball, although your knuckle is gonna be a little bit higher. And your fingers are gonna be all bunched together. Your middle finger, ring finger, and index finger or pinky finger are gonna be bunched up like that. So then when you throw it, you kind of want to have a regular follow through, but you're gonna really bring your arm forward instead of having it as your arm being like a catapult. It's gonna be like a push cart, and you're just gonna push your whole arm and then you're gonna fire the ball, just so you have that tailing action. And when I mean tailing, it's not gonna move. It's gonna move, but it's not gonna really move a bunch. It's just gonna kind of sit there as it goes. It's not really gonna drop. It can drop if thrown incorrectly, but it will still hit the strike zone most of the time. I haven't mastered it 100%, even though it's one of my own pitches. So yeah, so here's the tailing fastball. So like I said, you can kind of see it basically just really went straight. So now we're gonna work on the tailing curveball. So you're basically gonna have your regular curveball, but instead of going here, you're gonna bunch up your fingers so you get that tailing hold. And if you have a Blitzball, if you have the Dude Perfect ones, it says Dude Perfect right there and the Blitzball logo right there. You want to put your index, or you want to put your thumb on the Blitzball logo, and then your middle finger on the DP logo. Or if you have a regular Blitzball, I don't know what would be on the DP area. But kind of like count and get your fingers directly across from each other. And then make sure you have your tailings, have you hold it with your tailing hold. So here's the tailing curveball. And so this one, it'll move. It won't move as much as a curveball, but it will move more than a tailing fastball. So now we're gonna work on the slider. What's this one? This is how I hold it. Or I'll sometimes do this. I won't do both grips. I'll just do this one with only one knuckle. So yeah, so here's your slider. And when you throw this one, you really want to push forward. How I do it, I push forward with my middle finger. So when I throw it, it kind of like forces it down. So yeah, so here's the slider. Yeah, so you kind of want to get it away from the strike zone. It's usually a pitch you don't want it to hit the strike zone, even though that's the main point. You kind of want it to go towards the strike zone and curve away. So then here's another pitch I didn't talk about. It's the slurve. So it's a slider and a curve. It's going to kind of be straight, but it's also not going to be straight at the same time because a Blitzball really curves unless you really lightly overhand it or just underhand it. But yeah, so the grip for the slurve, I mean, you can really do any knuckle hold. I usually do like a regular curveball, or sometimes I'll have my pinky in, or I'll just have this in. This is how I usually throw it. I'm gonna try and throw like that, even though I haven't really mastered it yet. So here is your slurve. Yeah, so it's also gonna really drop, kind of like a sinker, which is actually funny way. That's our next pitch, is the slider, or the sinker. So this one, how I throw it, is you kind of have like a half tailing right here, and then you have both knuckles down. So this one, how I throw it is I usually kind of like the screwball, I come foot out, and then when I throw it, you gotta go under. I mean, you can't go under, it's just not really great for the pitch and for the ball. And you're gonna kind of go over, and as you follow through, you want to make it as drastic as possible. And when you come over, you really want to turn your leg around, and when you throw it, you have as much spin as possible. If you throw hard enough where you spin almost 360 degrees, that means you throw a good sinker. So here is the sinker. Oh, it was more like a curveball. We're gonna retry the sinker. No, it's terrible. There we go, that was better. So it's always gonna curve a lot. So now our last pitch is gonna be the knuckleball. So screwball. Oh no, dang it. I hit the phone. That's gonna look great on camera. Hit the phone with a screwball. Now what we're gonna do is the knuckleball. So this is your traditional knuckleball hold. So yeah, so when you throw it, you're really just gonna, after you release the ball, as soon as you release it, you wanna like flex your fingers out like that, and as you come across, so it really doesn't move, but it kind of goes like back and forth. So it'll kind of be like a soccer knuckleball where it goes like this. So yeah, so here's the knuckleball. Yeah, it's actually one of the hardest pitches, if not the hardest pitch to throw, because you expect it to curve, but it really doesn't curve. And it drops a ton. So you really gotta actually get some rise action on it. And with my garage, if I throw it too high, I'll actually hit the run. It sucks. Yeah, it's, like I said, it's one of the hardest pitches to throw, only because you really gotta get a really good rise on it. That's a good way to throw it, is coming down. Another way you can hold it is kind of like this, with your index finger sticking out. So here's the opposite. Here's the alternate knuckleball. So yeah, so there is all of the pitches that I use. Some of them were Colonel Blitzball pitches that I just learned off of watching their videos and just firing away. So yeah, so make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications or all. And make sure you guys drop a comment saying, like, I have a Blitzball league, or I know what Blitzball is. I have a Blitzball. Something that you have to do in the Blitzball league or Blitzball. And also, make sure you guys shout out to Dude Perfect, because they are probably the greatest trick shot artists I've ever seen. If not the only trick shot artist I've ever seen. So make sure you guys get their bats. They're really, really great. I've actually almost gotten to 200-foot home run with it. That was a joke. But yeah, so make sure you guys get their bats. Make sure you get their balls. Their blitz balls. That's kind of sound weird. But yeah, so also shout out to the official Blitzball not website, but the actual company, Blitzball. Make sure you guys check them out at blitzball.com. And make sure you guys get your Blitzballs and Blitzball bats. Make sure you guys also get your strike zone. That'll really help with determining calls and stuff. And yeah, if you guys want to join my league, if you're in California, let me know. And you might have a chance at being on YouTube and being in, I think, one of, if not the only Blitzball league in California. If you are a Blitzball league in California that I do not know of, please in the comments let me know, and yeah, maybe we can have a tournament game once this whole COVID stuff is lifted. And also, guys, pray for my brother. He's having heart failure and he's actually having a surgery on Friday, September 18th. That is tomorrow. That'll be probably when this video, this video will almost be 1 day old. So yeah, make sure you guys check out my other crappy videos, and I don't know how to edit, so if you guys have any editing software, make sure you guys put them in the comments or what you use. And yeah, see you guys. Peace out.